Tuk Talks! Buckle up, it's Tuk Talks. Buffalo, New York has always been known as the city of good neighbors. These days, we've also taken to calling it the city of great creators. Tuk Talks is dedicated to showcasing artists, musicians, chefs, brewers, and innovators of business that are kickstarting the city of Buffalo all over again. Takasudo, a street and graffiti artist from Tokyo, Japan. Zamir Gata, the owner of Zamir Vodka. Addison Henderson, director, actor, producer, and writer. We've noticed a renaissance happening, and it can be seen all around us. So hop on board as we chat, cruise, and show you what makes Buffalo great, right now and on the horizon. The acclaimed artist, Phillip Burke.
Yo, it's your boy Conway the Machine.
Me, Robby Takac from the Goo Goo Dolls on Music is Art, in discussion about the art renaissance in Buffalo.
Welcome to Tuk Talks. I'm Josh Pornhoft. I'm here with Phillip Burke and Robby Takac of the Goo Goo Dolls. So great to have you. It is an honor and a pleasure. Read a quote saying how, as a kid, you wanted to be a rock star. And, musicianship wasn't really the thing, but art seemed to be your avenue. Well, now you've become a rock star of art. So congratulations. And it's got to be such an experience to interact with all these cool people. What first got you into rock and roll music?
Well, it's the same thing with my, the way I drew people. As a kid, I just couldn't get enough of it. Sure. I just fell in love with it. I think my first album was Iron Butterfly, Inagata de Vida. But I mean, it's just, even in terms of my art, it's always been necessary for me to have music that make me feel like I could dance before I start doing my art. So in the time that I spent in New York when I was just getting my career going, other than doing my drawings, I was, spending the nights in the dance clubs. And then as I got older, of course, your body can't do it anymore. But I always go for that kind of energy in the studio.
That's great. It's almost like when you're walking down the street, you want to hear music to kind of liven up your life, and you're doing that in studio as well.
But I think about why do I do people? Why do I do caricature? It's almost like from when I was young, I couldn't not do it. And it's the same with the rock music. It's like I couldn't not listen. You know what I mean?
Right. That makes sense. And I imagine it must have been quite an experience, even caricaturing Andy Warhol and these different mediums and these subjects. Do you have one that stands out more than the other? Or I imagine that was pretty...
Yeah, that stood out the most. Yeah. That was a trip.
I think your Cobain with the wings is the one that I always think of, like when I think of the iconic picture.
Yeah. You know what? I think my favorite paintings are of people who are really independent spirits. I think my favorite two might be Miles and Kurt.
Okay.
Because when you're doing somebody like that, there's just so much freedom involved. The difference with Andy, of course, is that he sat for me. And that's really, really rare.
Yeah.
I know it's happened a few times, but that's really, really rare. And then with Robby, it went to a different dimension, because not only is he a very independent spirit, but I got to know him.
Yeah.
And I just love his, joy of life.
Was it a similar process where you guys were sitting together while you were painting?
No.
Or this is external?
No.
Okay.
Well, he had painted us before. He had painted us about maybe 10 years ago for Gusto. And we didn't know each other then. So it's fun for me to see that depiction of me. And then we became friends.
Sure.
And to see this depiction, because that's got a lot of me in it, man.
Yeah.
The other was up here in my head, but this
got a lot of me in it,
Totally.
and it was fascinating to me to see that,
Sweet.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And is that where your friendship kind of blossomed and started?
Yeah, we met, gosh, I can't even remember the first time we met. When was
It was
the
at
first
the
time?
Birchfield.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
What a perfect place.
Phillip, yeah, that's right. Phillip had a show at the Birchfield, and there were our 2 paintings were in it.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter and I came down. There was nobody else in there.
Yes.
It was just the 2 of us and my daughter, and she was running around playing, and we were looking at paintings and just kind of chatting. Yeah, yes, that was the first time. And then and then Phillip came and painted at Music is Art a couple of times, and we just kept in touch, and this came along, and I don't know, it seems like one of those things that sort of was just gonna happen.
I have so much respect for Robby. He's like a hero to me. I mean, for one thing, how he brings, how he supports all the young artists, and not just music, but art too. That's amazing. But also how he, Goo Goo Dolls are alive and kicking. I mean, it's just amazing. It's an inspiration.
My aching neck.
You got this. Well, and that's what's a really cool aspect of you guys as individuals, and you're both bringing music and art together in a different way, but also similarly, which is really unique. And I think that's what really people are loving to see. Music and art together are one of the greatest things in my mind. That's what makes me thrive. If I'm ever down, I listen to a song. If I'm ever feeling uninspired, I look at an image. And you guys are inspiring people in so many ways. So
Like rock and roll, country and western, mutton and me.
Yeah. hand in hand. That's what we got here. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for letting us sit in the tube.
Absolutely. What do you think we go for a quick ride? Let's do it.
Awesome. I love it.
This is so awesome.
Awesome. Too fun. That's what the kids are doing these days. Have you been down the alley yet?
But it's right here. It's like literally right here.
That's the Hertel alley.
Oh, whoa, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
It is so cool. I remember Mark first told me about Wynwood Walls. Have you guys been there?
No.
In Miami?
No.
Oh my God, you gotta check it out. And Mark had this idea of doing that here. So it's all these world-renowned artists in this industrial area of Miami that this developer hired to come in. And I had the opportunity the last time I was down to check out. And this is kind of what the catalyst is for this alley.
And Chuck Tingley? Yeah, this is Chuck's in here. Chuck knows how to do this stuff.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, I saw this on Facebook and I love
Yeah,
it.
pretty unbelievable.
Yeah. No, he just gets better and better.
Dude, it's crazy, isn't it? Like his.
It's unreal.
I just love it.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
He gets it.
And he's been with music actually.
Since years. Yeah, long time. He's doing a piece this year too. Mark's done a ton of stuff with us.
Yeah, that's it.
11 years. It's crazy too.
Oh, I gotta love that one.
Cherry Blossom Festival every year for the last few years. Does like really kind of cool koi and kind of waves, stuff like that.
And this is Mark's piece right here.
And you see the tongue?
Yeah.
Vandalize
Yeah, both.
So that was going across everything. So we turned to vandalize
So everything's so
the spray paint into a tongue. Isn't that crazy? And then he painted over the other side.
Totally.
Oh, hey, that was fun. That was great. Great to meet you.
Such a pleasure.
Oh, likewise.
could only see where I have been, then maybe you would really know where it is.
Many thanks to Buffalo Rising, Music is Art, Queen City Tuk Tuk, Lit 716, and Mad Graphics. Jump on board, it's Tuk Talks. Join us next episode on Tuk Talks.
If you could only see where I have been,